Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Joi and I have got identical twin boys, which I usually vlog about. So this is an absolute mummy channel. We love talking about mummy stuff here. So today I have got a video which lots of people have asked me about on Instagram, and I used to love watching these before I had the babies. So it's a newborn essentials video, and obviously because I do have twins I'll be giving some twin tips as well, but I feel like this definitely applies to just single to newborns as well. So I've got a whole bunch of stuff in front of me, and also my trusty little notebook which got a little bit wet here, so I need to dry that, where I've got a list of things that I couldn't bring. And also welcome to another video where I'm wearing one of those blanket thingies. What are they called? Mummy brain, I forgot, but anyway, I love those. They're awesome for like breastfeeding as well. So, newborn essentials, let's start. I think the very first thing I'm going to say is that I feel like if you are a new parent and you go into the rabbit hole of things for babies, you might never come back out. There is so many baby products on there, and as soon as it's got baby or wedding on it, the price tag just doubles. So let's just start out with saying there's a lot of things that you do not need, and essentials are actually just very small things. But obviously I bought lots of stuff that we didn't end up needing, although because we had the babies so early. If you don't know, they were born at 28 weeks and we spent so much time in hospital, and we didn't get everything obviously before the babies were born. We then sort of found out that actually a lot of stuff that's advertised as must-haves, you can really just use the simple route. But really, absolute baby essentials are only 4 things. They need to eat, they need somewhere to sleep, they need clothes and nappy changes, and they need love. And really, that is it. You could literally raise your baby in a shoebox and that'd be absolutely fine. So having said that, I feel like these are really my essentials, but even these you probably could get away with without. So let's start with somewhere to sleep. This is where both of my babies, so we had 2 of them, spent the entire first 7 months of their life, 24/7 pretty much. These are called Sleepyhead. I'm sure you've seen them around quite a lot. I think in America they're called Docatot. Okay, we're back. I just started talking about the Sleepyhead when my battery cut out, of course. So hopefully now we're back. So sorry if the lighting or anything has changed. Anyway, Sleepyhead. Babies were in there 24/7. I think I mentioned it's called Docatot in the US. This one is made in Sweden. They've got different designs and everything. There's lots of reviews on these things online, so just look one up. It closes here, so when the babies were little, they would just like sleep like this in there. Did all of the naps in it. I didn't have any swings or anything whatsoever at the beginning, so they were literally only in here if they weren't on me, so like all the time. Check out my Instagram. I'll leave, maybe I can like link the particular picture, or I'll try and upload the particular picture I have got in my head right now. But when we were in children's hospital we had those as well, and Jackson was already used to sleeping in it because we slept him in it right when he came home. And we took one for Byron because we got both from my parents for when the baby came home, and it just saved us. It was amazing. So, and all the nurses like commented on how good it is. Basically I think the babies feel extremely secure in this because it's got kind of like the bumper, so it's like a little nest for them. And especially in NICU they do like little rolls out of towels to create like little nests for the babies anyway, because they move from the incubators and like little heated cots and everything. So for us, I just felt it was just so good that we had something that kind of like replicated what they had in NICU for when they came out. So I'll upload a picture of that as well. But at home we had our cot right here, and we had the little nests like this, and they slept in it. When did we move Jackson out? Maybe he would have been like 4 or 5 months. Probably more like 4 months, so actual months, so like 7, sorry, corrected months, so like 6 or 7 months actual. So, and Baron lasted a lot longer, and they absolutely loved it. So this is a must have, and it went with me through the entire apartment, to my parents, like I said, to hospital, everywhere. And the babies just felt so secure in it and slept amazing in it. The next thing, and I'll show you how we did this in here, are these 2 type of cloth or whatever you want to call it. So this one is a thicker one. In German it's called Molten, so I'm not entirely sure what you'd call it in English. It's just 100% organic cotton. But yeah, in German it's called a Molton-Tuch. So it's basically just like a bit of a thicker one. I also have some which have got like a little bit of a protective layer on it, but they're not as breathable as this. So this one is around this size and it's just a little bit bigger. Basically it's what you call a burbrack, but we use them for everything, especially premature babies can be incredibly spilly. Ours are still really spilly, but at the beginning they were next level. Like every meal they would vomit. So we have lots of these, and then we also have lots of these muslin cloths. Mine, as you can probably see, I've got stains all over them because we use them for burping and wiping babies and everything, so I don't really mind if they're stained. My grandmother got me, I think, 50 of these, and I was like, are you crazy? What am I going to do with these? And I've bought more since. So we have lots, like tons of these, and sometimes when they're like really badly stained I just throw them out. But yeah, they are incredibly, I still use them. I still have like one everywhere where I am, and we still use them to burp the babies, to wipe things off, just for absolutely everything. So basically in these little nests, so we didn't have to wash them all the time, I put a thicker one like this underneath, and then we put one like that just where the head was, so like this. And then in most cases I just had to change these, like sometimes even during the night when they spit up, and then I changed these if it wasn't, like if they didn't do anything on it, every second day or usually daily, kind of depending on what happened and how much they spit up. And that way I didn't have to wash the actual nest that often, but you can take it completely apart and wash it. So that's what we did. Do your own research in terms of like sleep safety and everything, but we felt very comfortable with this. The babies weren't able to like lift this up or anything, and it just saved us a whole lot of mess. So these two are an absolute must. Hopefully I can link them down below. I got these off Amazon. The next we'll keep with Swaddles. So we had, again, thicker cotton ones. Sorry, it's all white so camera won't really pick it up, but this is like a nice thick cotton material. And then we had some muslin ones. This one I love. It's an incredibly soft material and it's got a perfect size and everything. This one is actually from Early Butts, which was an amazing charity here in New Zealand, and now they started, it's a preemie charity, and now they started a shop. So I'll definitely link this one down below as well. I love it. It's so great. So all of these Swaddles and cloths and burbracks, whatever you want to call them, are an absolute must, and I cannot stress that you cannot have enough of these. Especially with the muslin ones, I'll use them for all sorts of covers. Like when I was out and about, I'd cover it over the baby so it wasn't in the sunshine. I'd cover it over car seats. I'd cover it over their pram. You use these things for so much. You always want to have one of these, even now that the babies are 9 months old. You always want to have kind of one of each with you. So absolutely newborn must. You cannot have enough of any of these. Right, next thing, there's lots of like fabric things involved, because the next thing I'm going to tell you about are blankets. Again, blankets are such a must, and I don't think you can have enough of them, especially not with twins. So we had some fleece blankets even for summer, and some lighter cotton blankets. Basically I think I must have at least like 6 or 7 blankets each, and we've got lighter cotton ones, we've got thicker fleece ones, we've got some that've got cotton on top, fleece underneath, so we've got merino blankets, we've got all sorts of blankets for at night. So with a sleepy hat, we just sort of put the blanket over it like that and then tuck it underneath, and then the babies couldn't move it because it's really securely tucked underneath. But yeah, again, you put blankets down when you put your baby down. You've got blankets for the pram, you've got blankets for night, you've got blankets when you take them out and just want to wrap them up. I've got blankets in the car. Again, I'd really advise to just get different types of like warmer ones, not so warm ones, depending on what the weather is. I got these from Kmart. I love the Kmart blankets if you're in New Zealand. You'll love them. But we also have now in their cots, we've got some Swaddles thermal weave blankets for winter. I'll leave them down below, and also have some amazing ones from Eco Sprout, so I'll leave those down below as well. Right, the next thing, bottles. Babies need to get used to bottle before 6 weeks, otherwise they might not take it. So that one is definitely a newborn essential. And for preemies, I can highly advise this one. We love this one. It's a Dr. Brown's natural flow bottle, and you'll be like, what is it? So I've got the cap on, and then this is what it looks like, the little teat. This one prevents too much air coming up when your baby is sucking on the teat, and it's worked quite well for us. So it's really good for reflexy baby, colicky babies, babies that have got a hard time to use the bottles. It's designed for premature babies, but we still use it, like 9 months later we still use it, and we still really like them. You can get protective sleeves, but we didn't really need that. And also you've got all sorts of different teats that you can change out. So you start with 1, and I think goes up to 4. We're currently on 2 or 3, and then it also has a wide teat for when they're a bit older. So I highly recommend these. They're absolutely amazing. Another newborn essential for us were bibs. We had big bibs, and these would literally cover their entire body because they were newborn, so they were really small. And we've got like little smaller bibs. We've got a million different bibs. It doesn't really matter what bib. I also, some prefer like these ones, the buttoned closures. Both of them happen to have buttoned closures. We've got some with some Velcro, which aren't the greatest for washing because they like stick to everything, but honestly I don't really mind. I leave them on until they go to bed, and then I just take them off while they sleep. They're pretty good with that, or like just before I put them down. When they were like really those big ones that they could like flop over their heads, I'd obviously take them off before they went to bed. When they were newborns, they were so spilly, and it really often saved us. They still are spilly from having to change them. So bibs, especially for premature babies with reflux, are such a must. And I know lots of people don't really think about bibs until like 3 or 4 months. We used them from day 1, and they definitely saved us. And even like during the day for bibs that literally were as long as their body, it was amazing. My grandma made a few for us. That was amazing, just out of towels. She used, I'll see if I've got one here. Actually happen to have one lying around here because again, bibs are everywhere. So she literally just used an old towel and sewed a bib out of it, and this was longer than the babies when they were newborn. So again, covered the entire body, and the absorption of the towel is obviously really good. So bibs are so helpful. Another newborn essential for us were these. These are called wobber nups, and they're basically just pacifier a spat. They have got a little animal on there, like a little soft toy. So cute. I can't find the other one. This one is Farron's. It's obviously a little bull. We used to call it the therapist because he would talk to it. Like so cute. When he was a newborn, he would like suck the dummy and talk to the thing like 24/7. Jackson had a little dog, but I can't find it. They haven't used these in quite a while. They loved them as a newborn. It was really good to soothe them for, and especially again for preemies. They, you know, the babies were like that long, so the dummy was kind of like half the size of the baby, and it just like lies on their chest and it can't fall out. So these were amazing. And then later on they like cuddled with it and could like hold it and put it back in themselves. We couldn't go anywhere without these, and I only had one per baby. I washed them a couple of times, obviously sterilized these, but yeah, I felt like one per baby was absolutely fine. Highly recommend the wobber nups. And oh, these were pretty much, we had one like other natural rubber pacifier, but they didn't really like them, so this was the only pacifier. Byron had one little pacifier, and that totally did the job. The next thing here, and that's kind of like the only playing item, was this black and white book. It's fabric, so it's like a black and white fabric book, and black and white pictures are really good for their development because that's the only thing they can see at the beginning. And this was really easy. You can just kind of like put it somewhere like this, and they could look at it, and they really liked it. They could grab it once they started to be able to grab it. They're beginning it literally just sort of put it somewhere in their cot, and they really seemed to like to look at it. We really didn't have any other like toys or rattles. We had them, but they couldn't really do much with it. We had mobiles and everything, but like I said, I really don't think that was an essential, and I really don't think they used it as much as this one. So that's really kind of the only essential, I'd say. Okay, a couple more things that I can't show you. So one were the Nuna leaves. They're little swings, not little, they're quite big actually, swings, non-electrical, that resemble a leaf, and they swing from side to side. You've seen them lots in the vlogs at the beginning. I cannot recommend them more. Like, after we realized we need something, and this is more like a twin thing, I feel like, although it's probably good for every baby. I know lots of singleton babies that adore the Nuna leaf, but after we realized that once they weren't that content during the day in these anymore, we realized we need something to put them, like feed them at the same time or just put them down, especially when I was on my own, and they loved it so much. I don't know, like we had a couple of electric rockers, and this was the only thing that they generally loved and could be in for hours, even without the side-to-side motion. So I'll leave a vlog down below where you can see it, and also the link to the Nuna leaf. It's amazing, just get it. We got it off Trade Me because it was quite expensive, but it's definitely worth the investment. The next thing, obviously, depending on what you feed, is, for me, was a breast pump. We'll leave the link down below to my breastfeeding story, but I feel like breast pump is definitely very important. So that's kind of like a mummy newborn essential thing. And then I've got 3 more actual items here. So these ones we actually bought. We did not steal them from the hospital, but this is what we used in hospital, and that was really cool that we did that, because we had a couple of things that we then just sort of carried on. So these are, it's a soft patient wipes, soft wipes for everyday cleansing. They are chemically free, they don't have anything in them, and this is what we use to wipe the babies. So instead of using baby wipes, we just use these with water and a little bit of pure baby castile soap by Dr. Bronner, and that way it's nice and warm. I didn't really like that the baby eye wipes are cold. This is so much cheaper, you've got no clue. So much cheaper. No nasties, no chemicals, no nothing. Really easy to do. I do have water wipes for on the go. I can show that. I love how everything that I'm talking about is like right there, because it's just everywhere, the baby stuff. So I've got these, the water wipes for on the go. I can really recommend them, because they are 99% water and then 1% fruit extract. So again, no nasties, no chemicals, no nothing. But oh, it's actually 99.9% water and 0.1% fruit extract. So if you think about that, why wouldn't you just use wipes, chemically free wipes, which are so much cheaper, because you can buy them in their bulk lots, and just a little pot of water, and it's actually warm. Like, we always use lukewarm water rather than having freezing cold baby wipes. So I really like that system, and it's been working really well for us. I'll leave everything down below. So last 2 things. One is that with our bedtime routine, we started playing piano music as soon as we started taking them into our bedroom where they were sleeping, and that piano music used to be the exact same playlist which I would listen to while I was pregnant, which was just completely coincidence. So I'll just quickly tell you a story because it's a pretty cool story. So I went into like a little yoga retreat last year February, so a couple of months before I became pregnant, and we did like a meditation. It was like an amazing playlist for that meditation, and one of her songs that like stuck with me most was River Flows in You by Yuruma. If not heard of him, oh my gosh, go have a listen. I play me at piano myself, and I just love listening to the music. I just really like it, and he is like my absolute favorite player. That song, I'm sure you know that song, it's really famous. So yeah, so when I became pregnant, I downloaded on Spotify just his album, and it just really helped me to like stay calm. I got quite anxious when I was pregnant because I had to go into the city every day. We live in Auckland, which is a huge city, and I was working in the city centre, and there's just lots of people, especially during the morning rush hour commute. It was just like so full of people, and I was always like feeling very protective over my belly. So while I was commuting and walking to my office, I had my headphones in and just listened to the piano music and just sort of created this bubble around me of just feeling safe and calm and sort of, yeah, just calming myself down. So naturally, it was when we started including it into the bedtime routine, was really more for me or for us. You know, you've got 2 crying babies, you had a super long day, you're tired anyway, and then you need to like rock your baby to sleep and you're like, oh, just go to sleep. So I just started playing Uruma on our phones or on the iPad, and it just became part of our bedtime routine. And by now, like, we know every single song because we've been playing it for months and months and months now. So that's definitely something I can recommend. Have a listen to him if you like him, or some sort of other just really calming music. It will definitely help you to calm down and sort of get into that sleepy mode routine. And by now, as soon as I put it on, the baby's just relaxed. Like the other day, Byron was teasing, he was crying, and as soon as I put the Uruma on, he just like, you can just feel him like calm. So it's really, really amazing to see. So definitely for newborns, I recommend piano music or some sort of music that calms you and thus calms them. Right, and now the very last things are these ones. I could only find Jackson's. Byron has got exactly the same one. There we go. Byron has got exactly the same one, but it's got to be on top. So we got these, they're from Harbour, and we got these from my mum for their birth, and then she like embroidered a little J and the B at the top. This is a twin must-have. So in NICU, we started putting them next to their bed, and I've got so many pictures now where I would have absolutely no clue if it's Jackson or Byron if it wasn't for the little prince and the J and the B on top. So yeah, have something that you can put in the pictures for you to know later which baby it is. And mine don't even look that alike, and for most part we can tell because one was on oxygen, the other one wasn't. But if you've got twins that look extremely alike, or you know are not on oxygen or anything, at that newborn stage you won't be able to tell. So this is a really cool tip, and these ones are made for newborns because it's like the first thing they can grip. They've got a really small size. They're very safe, they can't like choke anything on them. So I'll leave, hopefully I can find it because they're really cool and they're organic as well. And I just thought of one more thing which I really want to show you, which I think is kind of an essential as well. So quickly get it and I'll be right back. Okay, music related too, and I feel like these were quite a lifesaver, so to say, as well. So these are organic little soft toys, but they've got a music box inside. So this one plays a German lullaby which is called Lali Lu, and then this one, I forgot what it plays, but it's like another melody. And we had those in NICU for the babies as well. Sorry, I'll wait for the music to finish. Okay, and that's it. That's my list of newborn essentials. I hope some of these were helpful for you, and especially considering a premature baby or having twins. I think another advice would definitely be to just start it with some absolute minimal basics. Just get a couple of things to start with, except for Muslin Cloth, get a lot of bib racks. And then you see what your baby likes, what they don't like, and you can always stock up as you go. So I think that's like the biggest advice. Don't buy everything straight away. And what we also did for twins, because it does accumulate the things that you have. I buy and resell and buy things secondhand. So yeah, those are my quite minimalistic newborn essentials. Please give this video a big thumbs up if you liked it, if you found it helpful. Share to your friends if you would like to, and subscribe to our channel if you want to see more videos. Thank you so much. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.